talk about swimming. Come on.
That's right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Can you go ahead and give a little opening statement about the ACCs coming up?
Yeah.
Some of the outside stuff you guys are doing now.
Yeah, there's lots of moving parts. You know what? This is that time of the season where it's championship time, and so we're kind of making some adjustments internally. A lot of discussions on. At the end of the day, it's a team sport in college, but we're making individual adjustments because it's about what can we do for each individual. And in preparation, everybody comes from slightly different backgrounds. Certainly, right now in the season. Obviously Mallory and Zach are coming off world championships, and now we got them ready for that. And I think they did a phenomenal job there. And now we shift our focus back to collegiate swimming. So, ACC's coming up. It's always going to be a bear. The conference continues to get better and better, which is a credit to certainly our opponents. And I think we've had something to do with that too. So I think. We got better last year. We moved up to second, and obviously we want to continue to get better. If you know anything about our program, we're just trying to get a little bit better, and a little bit better is what can we do with that. So that's part of the fun. In our sport, it comes down to a couple hundreds or a couple tenths if you add diving in there. So combination of it, but it's exciting, and obviously for us, we have a couple of important dual meets here down the stretch the next couple weekends, and some local rivalries that are always fun, and. But at the end of the day, our prize, our eye on the prize at the end of the season, and really ultimately, I think last season, as a point of reference, I think our women's dual meet record is 1-7, and Mallory got beat a few times, and that's not normal. She's human, but I think everybody came ready for us, and that's okay. We try to prepare for the NCAA championships, and people that were beating her in the beginning of the season were nowhere to be found at the end when she was NCAA champion. And I think it speaks volumes, what's our focus? And our focus is to get ready for the end of the season. So we finished 5th at NCAAs, our highest finish in school history. Who would have thought, right? And I think that's exciting that, that's the way we work. So dual meets are fun, and we're going to line up and always play hard. We're going to compete hard, but at the end of the day, we want to put our people in the best position. And I think Mallory and Zach and if you add Kelsey Worrell to that, it's the way they represent Team USA and really UofL in their international stage recently in China. I think it says it all. So proud to be associated with these guys. I'm fortunate enough that I get to hang out with really good people who happen to be good swimmers too. And I think that's the way we got here as a program in my 16th year, for those of you counting. So time flies when you're having fun. So anyhow, but thank you for being here, and we appreciate the opportunity to share a little bit of what's happening with us.
Coach, you went to Missouri last week. A nice win for you all on that one. Some of the things that you got out of that one, some positives, some things you'll grow on.
Yeah, it's early January. It's a mixed box of chocolates there. You don't know what you're going to get. And coming off, here's what I know. We've done some really good training. I'm really proud of the way we've really gone about this with this group. And it starts with the leadership, seniors, captains like Mallory and Zach. We've really done a phenomenal job of kind of setting the tone. And so for us to go on the road and beat a team who was sitting there, they've been waiting for us. And the way we kind of handled their best shots, I think it spoke volumes of, I think, what we are to be able to go on the road. It's not an easy trip. And, it's January. We get there the night before, and we compete the next morning, and we get back home. So nothing glamorous about that, but it's a business trip. That's what we like to think about. And I think we got away with the 2 wins. That's always nice, but I think it's setting things up for what's coming.
Mallory, World Championship, one of the first things that went through your mind when you realized you were?
So World Championships this winter was a really great experience. The trip was fun and the setup was really great. So being able to compete there and just against the best swimmers in the world and being able to race against them and learn from them, I think that's even more valuable than being a world champion. Just gaining that experience and kind of expanding my portfolio and my resume. So just being able to go there and say that I even medaled or even got to represent Team USA is such an honor, but I think it's just part of the process and continuing to learn and build up to what's next.
Some of the other coaches have spoken of the toughness of the ACC in their sports. Let you go.
Yeah, we are right there. I mean, the ACC has continued to grow, and certainly the last 4 or 5 years. And I think again, as some of our peer coaches have made a point to say that Louisville made the ACC better, and that could be said about I think every sport. And swimming is exactly that on both sides. So it's the one thing you're going to get from us. We're going to compete, and we're going to come ready, and we're going to compete with great heart. And I think that just brings the best out of everybody. So it's a great environment, and one that the margin of error is very small. And again, when you're talking about a couple hundreds here or there, those points are make a big difference. But it's competition, and I love the fact that we get to go and be part of that and competing. Yes, we're competing for a title, we're chasing the thing, and one of these days we'll get there. But we're going to continue to chase it, and I think it's it's part of one of our big team goals for sure.
Mallory, why do you think Louisville is so successful at producing top quality swimmers?
I think the environment that the coaches have really strived for and have recruited these people, it's not just about your time, it's more about who you are as a person. We continue to recruit people who are willing to buy into the process and what we're trying to accomplish in and out of the pool. The team atmosphere, culture is continuing to grow, and each year it's very different. The 4 years I've been here, there's just been different aspects to it, and I think being able to adapt to your strengths and weaknesses, and then of course having Arthur as a coach, Arthur as a leader, and all our other assistant coaches just continues to lead us to success. And again, with the community around us and the athletic department, it just is a perfect setup.
You've had breakthrough swim, Kelsey, breakthrough swims. Who's the next wave? Who are any younger swimmers that you look behind you and think, they're going to break out?
That's hard because there's so many people that are just working so hard and want it so bad. It's so fun to train with all these people. Like every day I'm in practice and I get to see them do awesome things. So I don't want to put a limit onto just one person who's going to do it. I think there's really exciting things ahead for a lot of people. I guess I'll say one. Nick, Arthur's son, the moment is coming for him to kind of come out there and put on a show for everyone. So I'm really excited for him, but I'm excited for everyone. I just love seeing my teammates do well. I think that's what fuels me. At ACCs, when I see my teammates win the relay or swim really fast on a relay, that motivates me to do my best for them. It's not about me, it's about the team.
Coach, you have made it a family affair. That was Nick's win freshman of the year in the ACC. Was that his main interest when he was growing up? Did he want to be a swimmer when he crawled out of the crib?
Having 3 children, and they all 3, we think we raised them the same, and they all couldn't be any more different, right? But I think for me, going backwards a little bit, I think when I got here 16 years ago, one of the things we decided early on, and really my staff at the time, is, we're going to create an environment. It's going to be a family environment, period. And I really had no idea if my children were going to be interested in swimming at all, and let alone have any talent. Luckily, the talent pool broke towards their mom's side, so that helps a lot. But ultimately, I think create an environment that people can grow, be themselves, and I think what we do best is a partnership, right? So I'm fortunate as a parent, to watch my own kid be around fantastic people, and I think in that process, getting a great education, certainly in the classroom, but also outside. Right, that's part of the whole process here, and I think having seen my oldest son gone through and his success as a professional in real life now outside the sports realm, I think that's very exciting as a parent. So, obviously as a dad, it's kind of a weird moment when your son's doing something really cool, because I coach everybody else too. And so it's kind of a unique where I can't quite really be dad at that moment. I'm just coach. And I've been criticized for it, but he gets it. I think he gets it and he appreciates it, and then we can have a private moment afterwards. But I think we just want to put people in a position to be successful. I think that's one thing we've done really well here in the last 16 years, and we've gotten better and better at it. Is just putting people in a position where they can really flourish, and that's a multi-level approach to things. Swimming is one small part of it, and I think again it goes back to relationships. That's really how we treat things, and it's Mallory touched on that, but I think it starts with our staff, and I'm very fortunate. I believe I have the best coaching staff in the country. 3 of them are UofL alums. I mean, this is personal for them. This is not a job. Not one day goes by where they're thinking, oh, this is a job I have to go today. No. This is their team, right? It's their passion. So to me, that's so unique to have that set up. And the 4th assistant swam for me before I got here, and he wished he would have gone to UofL. But so we have this really unique appreciation. I think that's what we have in our staff, have an appreciation for being part of the athletic program, really, at UofL.
Now talk about defending your title and what kind of pressure that puts on you.
What is that?
Yeah.
Defending what?
That's something we talk about as a whole team, is we're not going out and defending anything. I think last year, going into NCAAs, I had a little bit of pressure on me. I tried to not think about it. But really, at the end of the day, I'm not defending anything. I get to do this every day, and I get to do what I love. So it's just going out and racing again. And I think having the experiences of racing at Pan Pacs last summer, racing at World Championships in China, Budapest, all these things have prepared me for it. You're not given anything, so you have to go out there and race with your heart every time. I trust in my training and everything I've done this year. I think this year has been one of my most solid years of training in the weight room, in the pool, injury-wise, eating, all the things just have been really solid. So I'm just excited to go race my last NCAA championships. It's one of the funnest meets I've ever competed in, and I'm definitely going to miss it. So I'm just trying to soak it all in and enjoy the last one.
Mallory, there are different strokes available in the swimming event. What made you decide on the free?
I am not good at the other ones.
You haven't seen a breaststroke, that's
yeah,
why.
my breaststroke is terrible. So for me, I have always been a freestyler since I was little. I used to dabble a little bit more with the other ones. Like when you're younger, you just swim a little bit more, and that's just what clicked for me, and I love it. I swim a little bit of butterfly, but stick to the freestyle.
Coach, finally, in 16 years when you got here, you were swimming basically in the basement of Crawford Gym. Just talk about the improvements over the years being in the Crawford.
Yeah, I think it's I think the best thing we have it's the fact that the facility really is owned by the athletic department, and really credit to our the swimming staff, the aquatic staff, that we train long course 2 to 3 times a week year round, and very few programs in the country are able to do that. There's so many moving parts to reset facilities. So I think for us it was important to create again this environment that this is what we need as a program. And actually last summer I was asked what's the transition like from short course to long course, and I wasn't offended by the question, but that's a non-issue for us. We don't look at that. We're training. Swimming is swimming. And yes, sometimes we go long course, sometimes we go short course. But I think from the athlete standpoint, they're prepared year round, right? So it's not a new thing. And obviously, international swimming is long course. So we never just want to be a one-dimensional program, or we only do collegiate swimming. Well, we do that too. But when that's over, then we focus on what's next. And I think really what it creates is this kind of a cycle where, great success in the summer leads to a great collegiate season, which leads to great success in the summer. And I think the key is how do you match those seasons so they're not separate things. You really keep building. And I think when you look at Mallory's career, Kels, Zach, and many other people that have come before, they just continue to get better and better, right? And you take somebody like Kelsey, who's been around here for 7 years, and the fact that she continues to get better and broke a couple American records in her 7th year, again, I think it says a lot about the environment. We're not doing the same things we were doing 3 years ago. We are adjusting to who she is today as a married woman, and different challenges in her life as a pro swimmer, if you will, but whatever that means, right? But ultimately, I think partnering with people, I think that's what we do best, and these guys have been great partners.
Anything else?
Final one from Mallory. When you were growing up, what swimmers out there did you kind of idolize? Who did you look at and say, I'd like to be like her someday?
So in 2017, I actually got to be on the team with Elizabeth Beisel, and so growing up, she was one of the people I looked up to. So being able to be on a team with her was just so cool, and getting to know her and now have her as a resource and somebody I can go to. It's just like a dream come true. you're a little kid, you look up to all these people. But definitely her, like Natalie Coughlin, Missy Franklin, and just being able to connect with those swimmers now has been a really cool experience, and talk to them via text or just at different meets. They're still around, and learning from them has been really, really cool.
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There you go. You got more swimming information than you wanted. So.